we're ready to go. And we are live. All right. Here we are for another Tuesday night. Okay. Just waiting for people to come in. And while we're waiting for people to come in on our Tuesday night live, let's go ahead and all right. Let's do here we are for another Tuesday the intro. Night. Okay. Just waiting for people to come in. And here we are. And that was kind of nice. Well, we're always ahead of the feed, honey. That's the way it works. So we're just waiting for people to come in. Like the title suggests, we are going to be talking about the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference of 2019. We're going to be talking about that today, but we are waiting for people to come in at the moment. So while we're waiting for people to show up, let's see, what else can we talk about? Anything exciting happened for you this week, honey?
I don't know. I have a bad memory.
You got to speak a little loud. It's not going to pick you up.
I'm not quite sure.
Okay. I just put you on the spot, so. All right.
Exciting.
Well, yeah.
Got to harvest some lettuce.
Ah, the lettuce video. That was nice. That was a good video to put out. I know you got a lot of good comments on that, right?
Mm-hmm. We haven't had any fresh lettuce of our own from ourselves for a long time, so now we do.
Right, and actually we've been getting a lot of really nice comments over the videos we've put out the past week, and maybe we'll just take some time to take a look at some of those. Let me take a look here. While we're waiting on people to show up. Okay, just some of the comments we've seen. On the Lettuce Have Lettuce video, Deborah said, thank you, Miss K. That was really nice. Really nice to say thank you. We really appreciate the feedback. And the Ark Encounter has gotten some attention. Here, Carl says, best video tour I've seen yet. Thank you, Carl. I really appreciate that. I did put a lot of effort into it, and I'm just glad it turned out well. So I'm glad you liked it. Also says here from Carl, always nice to see the video start to finish instead of waiting and sometimes never seeing the results. Now that's on the lettuce video. So he had some good things to say about the lettuce video of, watching the planting of the lettuce and then the sprouting up and then it continuing to grow and flourish and do well. So that was really good to hear that. And let's see here. Also on the Lettuce Have Lettuce video, I can't pronounce the characters there, but it says garden plants. But I don't know what the characters are in front of that. But garden plant says, hi, I'm a new friend. I love plants too. Thanks for sharing. All right, thank you for sharing. We really appreciate that. The Green Dream Project, they also commented on the lettuce video. That lettuce video is pretty popular, I gotta tell you. It says, very nice set of tools indeed.
I like their channel.
Yes, we got the tools we purchased from Homestead Iron. And I do believe he has a YouTube channel, but he doesn't do hardly anything with it. But you can see some videos on how those tools are produced. And I think there might be a link to their website.
Their website is just called Homestead.
It's just homesteadiron.com. So you go to homesteadiron.com or just search Homestead Iron on the internet and it should pop up.
Yeah, you'll find it. I did a search and they came up.
Yeah, so then you look them up on the internet and, they've really got some good tools. We picked 2 tools, but I got to tell you, it was a hard decision. There are so many other tools that he had there. We just didn't have enough money to buy all of them. That's just what it comes down to. We bought 2, so I picked the best 2 that I thought that we could use. And if you can only buy 1 or 2 tools, make sure you buy tools that are enough different from each other that each one will serve a different purpose. And that's the reason why I picked the ones that I did, is because the 2 very different shaped tools have some different purposes, different uses. And so I'm glad I bought the ones that we got. So very well made tools. I'm sure they'll outlast us. They'll be here long after we're gone, I'm sure. Okay. All right. So let's see what else we got here. A little piece of promised land said, I didn't know oregano did that. Your channel is really good.
The oregano, a branch of it had laid down in the dirt and rooted itself and then made its own little plant, and I just chopped it off and put it off to the side and
Right.
another plant.
So you have more oregano plants that way. So yeah, that's.
I went to their channel and they got good content. They got quail and they're doing gardening in their driveway in Israel. And
Okay.
it's really, really interesting. They were saying they have a lot of different problems, like cats are a major problem over there. They have a lot of feral cats, and they have to keep them out of their beds from digging and going to the bathroom in their beds. And then the heat and then they have a rainy season that can actually overwater everything, which I would have never known. They said they get lots of rain, and they said the rainy seasons is actually getting longer now than it used to be. So I found that all interesting.
That's very interesting. I know there was a time it was so dry there that hardly anything at all would grow. And I'm talking about for a long time. And I believe the Bible holds the answer to all of that. But we're not going to get too much into that today.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. The drip irrigation that we all enjoy was invented from Israel. So I thought that was pretty amazing, pretty interesting, that whenever they were allowed back into the promised land, back into the land of Israel, and they were allowed to come back there and to relocate back to where they belong, then it was just so dry and so arid and so unforgiving landscape that they had to use, ingenuity to figure out how to solve the problem. And that's where we get drip irrigation. And I thought that was a pretty fascinating.
There's a lot of permaculture being done over there too to make things more
Right.
Lush and green over there now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I think permaculture might have been around for a lot longer than that. But yeah, I mean,
They
all the
started
different
using-
things that
yeah.
they're using over there to kind of terraform the area. But
Oh.
if God didn't want it to happen, it wouldn't. I tell you that. So I believe the Lord is actually helping them to reflourish the land, and that's what I believe.
For the Kerrigan too.
Yeah. So
Hey.
we got some people here. We want to say hello. We got our friend Malachi and our friend Kerrigan. Welcome.
At Homestead
Yeah.
and Hustle.
We got Homestead and Hustle. Welcome.
Hello.
And that's all we have right now, but there could be more coming.
Hey, Dia. Hey, Dee.
All right. So, we're going to talk about the Great American Homesteading Conference 2019. That's a mouthful, I got to tell you. And I got to sit there and think about it. It's like, am I saying this right or not? But yeah, it's a pretty big conference. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We just secured our tickets, and it's this Saturday the 25th. So it's coming up pretty fast. And one thing I thought is that, well, I'll just buy my tickets when I get there. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. I think her name is
Patera.
Patera. She did a video and she says, Don't do that because they can sell out.
They have sold out.
They have sold out in the past. They could run out of space for ticket holders, and you might show up the door and say, sorry, no more tickets. So you really need to do it ahead of time. You really need to go online, and I'm going to put the link in the description, and here in a little bit, after more people start coming in, I'll put the link in the description where you can go and you can purchase your ticket. One thing I do want to point out that I'm going to get in for free. And even if you're getting in for free, you still need to sign in online to secure your free ticket. That's important too, because if they run out of ticket space and you want to get a free ticket, they're not going to let you in either. So it really comes down to they're having at Tennessee Tech University, and they're having it indoors. And because of the way the laws read and everything, you can only have so many people in that space. So it's not unlimited. It's limited. So the space is limited. Make sure you secure your ticket, whether it's going to be free or whether you're going to have to pay for it. Make sure you secure your ticket. Now that I've said that, there are free tickets if you are a veteran. So if you've served in the armed forces and you are a veteran, and that just means that you've served in the military, and you can prove it with your DD-214, or if you're currently serving in the military and you just happen to be around, you can go in and get in for free. Or if you are retired veteran, you can obviously get in free. All you do is show up with your active military ID card or a copy of your DD-214. So I'm just going to show up with my DD-214. But even if you do that, you still have to go online and click on where it says free military armed forces ticket. You got to click on that, and you got to secure it. And then when you go there, you show them the DD-214, and then they let you in. So that's basically how it works. And then my wife, I have to pay for her. She was not in the military. So that's fine with us. That's fine with us. So for the both of us, we ended up paying with taxes and everything like $34 and something.
Yeah, it's very reasonable for a conference.
Yeah, and it's a big conference. There's a lot of things going on, and we're going to talk about a little bit of what's going on at the conference. So let's see if anyone else has come in since I've been talking.
Faithful Fields Homestead, hello.
All right, and all right, Faithful Fields Homestead. All right, good deal.
Oh, Seamus.
Seamus is here too.
Hey, Shamey.
All right.
Well, he told who all was watching. Alyssa. Hello, Alyssa. Carrie Ann. Hello, Carrie Ann.
And Elijah.
And Elijah.
Yeah.
Hello. And Dia.
Wow.
Yes. And now Shamey. Hey, Shamey.
All right. So, yeah, you can get free tickets or you can pay for the tickets, but make sure you do it before the conference, because I'd hate you to drive all that way. I don't know how far you're coming. I hate you to drive all the way out there and then everything be sold out.
Yeah.
I really hate that to happen to anybody. It almost happened to us.
I just happened to come across I was looking up the conference, and I saw a video that Patera had put out about how veterans were free, and then I watched it all the way through, and she was saying how she urged everyone to buy them ahead of time, that she didn't want anyone to miss out. So
Right.
that's how I found out. I'm like, hey, honey, you got to hurry up and get our tickets.
So, if you're not seeing this live, if you're seeing this recorded, I'm hoping you see this or see either this video or her video. She has a video on her page. I think it's called Appalachian Homestead is the name of her YouTube page.
And it's also on the Great Appalachian.
Yeah,
Conference.
it's on the conference website, which I'm going to leave a link to that. But, I just want to, if you've seen this video, live, then great. If you didn't see it live, I'm hoping you get to see it before Saturday. Because like I said, I'd hate to think you get all the way down there thinking you're going to have tickets, and then all of a sudden they be sold out. So even if you're going to get a free ticket for being a veteran, go online, go to where it says buy the tickets, and there's a bunch of options in there. One of the options is the free ticket you have to select, because they need to know how many people are coming. Because like I said, there are legal laws about how many people are allowed inside the building. So it's really beyond their control. When the spaces fill up, they fill up. So I'm just letting you know about that. So hopefully you get to see this video before going down there. But yeah, we're going down there and we're looking forward to it. Very excited about it. And we're going to start talking about that here in a minute. So I guess I think maybe some more people might trail in as we talk about this. I'm going to go ahead and start talking about some of the things that they're going to have at the conference. Okay, so now these are not everything that's happening. There are a lot of more things that are happening at the conference than what we're getting ready to talk about. But these are things that we're somewhat excited about, things that we are interested in, and we're just going to go over the things that we are interested in and we are looking forward to at the conference. Okay, the first thing says, let's make biscuits and cornbread, y'all, with Patera of Appalachia's Homestead. So, I like biscuits and I like cornbread, you know. And now my wife, she's got a really good biscuit recipe. Actually, she's got like 3 of them, right? There's the way that it was made by Tasha Tudor. That's one version. Then there's the modified version that we came up with that still has egg in it.
It was based on her
Right, based on her recipe. It's actually a mix between a biscuit recipe and a pancake recipe. Mm-hmm. All right, just to let you know. And then that's the second recipe that my wife can do. Then the third recipe is that she can make biscuits without using eggs. Mm-hmm. And that's amazing. Biscuits without using eggs.
It's not that amazing, dear.
I think it is, you know. And the thing that's interesting about those biscuits is those are the flakiest, most tender biscuits I think I've even had. They're super flaky, super tender. The only drawback to these biscuits is that they are delicate and they tend to fall apart. Right?
That's why they're best for gravy.
Yeah, sausage gravy.
Yeah. We always make them for sausage gravy.
Yeah, I like having sausage gravy with biscuits. And her no egg biscuits are the best with the sausage gravy. So they're so tender, so fluffy. You know, biscuits. I've had a lot of biscuits in my life, right? I've had hard and crusty biscuits. And on those biscuits, you got to put a lot more gravy on them, and you just got to hope they soften up, all right? And people say, how's your biscuits? And if you got to be truthful with them, you just say, well, they're a little tough, right? They're a little hard, right? So I've had hard biscuits. I've had really hard, crusty biscuits, and sometimes they can get so hard they're inedible.
Well, I know one of the problems with that.
Oh, yeah?
It's over mixing.
Over mixing, okay.
Over mixing. If you over mix your batter,
right.
I just mix my batter just to incorporate the flour. Once the flour is incorporated and it's still really moist, I pour it out onto the pan, onto a floured board, add more flour on top, and then cut them. So the less you work with them, the better they are. So.
Okay, I have a question. Would anybody out there, just put it in the comments below, or put in the comments in the chat, would anybody out there like to see my wife do a video on making biscuits? And I'm talking about, there's a Tasha Tudor method. If you want that method, you can just get the Tasha Tudor cookbook.
It's really good. And
you can find that method there. So we probably won't do a video on that one. But the two that we do like, that's her recipe basically, is with egg and without egg. So maybe she'll do a video of making biscuits with egg and without egg. So
hey, busy little house. I was watching your videos today. I really enjoy them. Your sweet little boy, he is precious.
So would anybody, it says busy little house would love to see a video like that.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, so that may be coming up.
I'll do a video on that, yeah.
And the good thing about her making a video on making biscuits?
What? You get to eat them.
I get to eat some biscuits. All right?
You're silly. You're so funny.
Okay, so we are going down the list. For those of you who just came in, We are going.
100% make the video.
We are going down the list of things that we are looking forward to at the Great Appalachia Homesteading Conference.
I could tell you my favorite one. What do you think it would be?
Your favorite what?
The part of the Appalachian.
Oh, me look at the list.
No, it's not on the list.
Oh, it's not on the list. The favorite part about the conference, but it's not on the list?
It's not on the list.
Going with me.
That's really good, dear, but that's not
That
it.
wasn't it. Oh.
That's right up. That's right up there, but that's not it.
What was it?
My favorite thing is the 18th century encampment.
Well, that's on the list.
That's on it?
Yeah, that's in there.
Okay, so
what do you mean
sorry.
it's not on the list? Whenever I say it's not on the list, I'm thinking, well, if it's not on the list, it has nothing to do with the conference. It must have something to do with me. That's why I said that. But
Okay, well,
it
okay, then
didn't.
that.
It didn't. Oh.
Oh, stop it!
That's
I get
okay.
to go with you all the
I
time.
trust me. I can take it. Don't worry about it.
Busy little house where she was going. I wish you were going too. We get to say hello.
Yeah. Okay, so the next thing on the list, let's see what we got here. Oh, now this is a big one. This is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Okay, you are.
And it says, Raising Meats on the Homestead by the Pratt Family Homestead.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too.
Yeah, that's probably the one I'm most looking forward to because I'm really looking forward to raising meat on the homestead. And we already have a few ideas already with the rabbits, the quail, and also the meat birds, meat chickens.
They raise pigs.
Yeah, they raise pigs. I think, don't they have cattle?
I don't know about cattle. I definitely know he got some pigs this year.
They have goats too, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, they have. I don't know everything they've got. We're going to have to do our homework on the Pratt Family Homestead, and we encourage you to do the same. They have a pretty good channel. We actually...
we do watch them.
Yeah,
I
we
just
do
haven't
watch
watched
them.
them lately.
You know, it's just, you watch a little bit of everybody. You can't watch everybody all the time. So that's just the way it goes. But, yeah, since they're going to be there, we're going to start watching some of their videos and see what's going on at their homestead. And they make some really, really good content.
Yep.
So they're going to be giving a class on raising meats on the homestead.
And the father's really funny.
Yeah.
The husband, yeah.
He's kind of got my sense of humor to some degree.
Yeah, he's funny. I like him.
So I mean, it's, no one has the exact same sense of humor, but I think we're in the same category.
You know what I like is that he likes to make his children and his wife laugh.
Right.
He likes to make them laugh.
All right. So. All right. So that's really good. Another one is gardening on concrete. Gardening on concrete.
That's probably.
So.
That's interesting.
Now I would think. Now I haven't been to the class yet. I would think that gardening on concrete would probably have to be raised beds. Now he might have some things at the class that I don't know about. But he's going to be giving a class on doing gardening on concrete. Most likely raised beds, but maybe other things that I don't even know about. And it's really kind of important to do that kind of gardening because we were watching a video earlier this week, and there's this woman who has a homestead, and her entire ground is filled with rocks and stone.
Homesteading on the rock.
Homesteading on the rock.
Something like
on the
rock.
On the rock homestead or something like that.
that.
But she's literally on a flatbed of rock, and there's no gardening soil anywhere to be seen.
Nope.
So, in her context, raised beds would be perfect because the good thing about a raised bed is raised up off the ground, and you can fill it with whatever soil you want to fill it with. So, that's the beauty of raised bed. You can almost put a raised bed almost anywhere. You know.
Faithful Fields Homestead said we raise our meat pigs and cattle and chickens. Yay.
All right.
And Brother Kerrigan says we raise chicken.
Chickens for eggs and meat to eat bugs for fun, etc. All right.
They are fun to watch, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
They are fun.
Chickens, they do really interesting things.
Especially when they put pants on them and make them run around.
Yes.
Yes.
If you had the time, you could probably take enough little short video clips of chickens and put together some kind of an epic chicken movie. Ooh. Maybe I should save that one for later.
You're crazy.
Save that idea for later.
You're funny.
Epic chicken movie.
Sounds like fun.
I wonder how that would go.
Yeah. You're crazy.
Yeah, rabbit and quail. You're right.
Yep, that's what we're going for also.
Yeah,
Soon.
and the good thing about, I know you see the unhappy face, that's all you got the room for. Really, rabbit and quail, you can get a lot of meat in a small space.
Yep.
And that's the great part about both of those, is you can raise a lot of rabbit in a small space and a lot of quail in a small space. And the quail, you can get eggs. And I know they don't taste exactly the same as chicken eggs. That's what we've been told. We haven't had any yet.
Not yet.
So we don't know firsthand yet, but we're looking forward to it. But I'm thinking that if I take some quail eggs and maybe mix them with some chicken eggs, I might see how that turn out. See if that turns out all right. But but have eggs and meat in a small space. Quail and rabbit are really good for that. Really good for that.
Brother Malachi says, "Do the chicken movie." Do the
chicken movie.
Do the chicken
I think
movie.
there's been a few chicken movies out there, but I'm not going to do any animation. Okay, I'm only one guy. It took about maybe 100 people to put that thing together. Chicken Run or whatever it's called. I can't do that, but I can probably put something together. But I have to get chickens first.
Brother Kerrigan said we definitely done that. I think he means put the pants on the chicken.
Oh,
took
yeah.
the video of it.
Yeah, the chicken pants. All right. Okay.
We got quail 2 weeks ago. No eggs.
All right. Eggs or meat yet. The eggs will come soon.
8 weeks.
No, it was actually 6 weeks and they start
Oh.
laying eggs. Yeah.
Ah.
Quail will start laying eggs 6 weeks from hatching. 6 weeks. It's amazing. Now, it might take 7 weeks. Nothing's like clockwork when you're talking about biological creatures. But right around 6 to 8 weeks, you're going to start seeing eggs come out of there. And that's really good because chickens will take, 20 weeks? Something like that, 26 weeks?
Not 26, I think. It
To
was
lay eggs?
22, I think.
22 weeks? We don't know.
I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've had laying hens.
A lot longer than 6 to 7 weeks, I tell you that. So, yeah, Kerrigan says, yep.
Meaning about the chicken.
Right. So, they're really good for that reason. So, that's another thing too, is it's good to make the best use of the space you do have. You don't want to look at your yard and say, well, I've only got a little front yard and a little backyard. I can't do anything. And if that's what you're thinking, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to do anything. Right? So, first you got to realize that you can do something.
4 to 5 months.
Okay, 4 to 5 months. That's a long time. That's a lot longer than 6 to 7 weeks. So basically, with less than 2 months, you can have eggs with quail, or you have to wait 4 to 5 months with the chickens. So, obviously, the chicken eggs are bigger, but on limited space.
Oh, wow.
And if you want something to happen very quickly, quail is a really good way to go.
Malachi said it could take up to 6 months for a chicken to lay.
Yeah.
I can believe that.
Depends
I
on what.
remember it taking a long time.
It depends on what kind of chicken it is. There's a lot of different breeds that we're talking about when you talk about chickens. I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry, dear.
We were talking about, if you don't do anything, you're surely not going to get any results.
That's true.
Right? The only way you're going to get results is to first believe that you can do it. And once you believe you can do it, then you can start making steps towards actually getting it done. Right? So that's really, really, really important. And that's another thing about, like being a Christian. A lot of people out there think it's impossible to live a godly life, to live a pure life. And it might seem impossible, but if you think it's impossible, it is impossible. Once you realize that it's possible, then you can start making steps toward that direction. So it's really the same thing. First you got to believe, and then you can act.
Oh, Stead. Hey, Stead. You haven't been here for a while.
All right.
Hey, welcome.
But you can definitely get a lot in a small space. You don't have to have, like we have 1 acre. A lot of people would say that's too small to do anything. But there are people who have places that are smaller than ours, and they're actually doing things. There was a guy out in California, I can't remember his name, but he actually turned his entire front yard in a suburban neighborhood and turned the entire front yard into a jungle garden. And there was, watermelons hanging from trellises and everything growing in every different direction. And there was no grass in the front yard. It was all garden. And he made the best out of what he had. So if you have any space at all, and you can even garden inside. There's things you can grow under growing lights inside your house. If you have a window where the sun comes through, you can grow some things in a small pot in front of your window. There's just different things you can grow, and you just use what you've got. Use what you've got. Do the best with what you have. And so it's really important. So let's go back to our list.
Yep.
The list of things that we're looking forward to this weekend at the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference 2019. Okay. So the next thing is organic beekeeping.
Well, that sounds interesting.
We've been getting interested in bees. I don't know if we're going to do it,
Yeah, we're just interested at this point.
but we like watching bee videos. We do like watching those. So we are kind of excited to look forward to the organic beekeeping by Jay Heschlowert. I probably said that wrong. He is a bee inspector in Tennessee. So he's going to be giving a class as a bee inspector, about organic beekeeping. So we've learned a few things already, but I'm sure that there's a lot more that he can teach that we don't know yet. So that's interesting. So we're kind of looking forward to that. Also, the art of making stained glass.
I knew a woman that made stained glass,
Mm-hmm.
and she used to teach classes on it when I used to live in Ohio. So.
Right. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm assuming they're not using lead. I'm assuming it's not a leaded stained glass because when you're dealing with lead, you can get all kinds of problems working with the lead. You can get lead poisoning and stuff like that. I've heard stories of people who are making stained glass windows so often, and they didn't use any protection, that they did get lead poisoning from working with the lead. But I'm assuming that there's no lead involved.
There's probably a new kind of.
Yeah, we're looking forward to see how they're going to pull it off, how they're going to do it. And we like arts and crafts. We kind of like those kind of things too. There's also an interesting class, Pemmican and the Historic Teas and Tinctures by Jim Buckenmeyer. So we're going to learn about making pemmican. And the short answer for what is pemmican, it's a Native American spam. Okay? It's like Native American spam. That's a very quick answer. There's more to it than that. Totally different recipe, but it's kind of on that wavelength.
Well, it's a little bit dried out, and it.
Well, that's not really dried out. It starts out dried out. I read a little bit about it, but we're going to.
He knows more than me now.
I know a little bit more than I've read an article. Okay, makes me an expert, right? I read an article, but okay. Let's talk about it for a minute then. This is what I learned from the article. They take meat, probably about 5 pounds of meat, reduces down to 1 pound of meat once they dry it out, or they sometimes slow cook it to get dried, hard meat. And after they get dried and hard, I guess you could call it jerky at that point, but there's nothing in it, just dried and hard meat. And then they take it and they take stones and they grind it and pulverize it with stones to like a powder. Right? And once they grind it into like a powder, then they mix it with fat, animal fat. And then after they mix with the animal fat, sometimes they'll add other ingredients in there. There's no one recipe of pemmican. Depending on what tribe it came from, there's different recipes that they use. Sometimes they'll put berries. They'll dry berries and crush the berries into powder and put berry powder in there, different types of berries like blueberries and elderberries and different types of berries that they can crush into powder and put it into the meat. So it really is kind of like, a Native American spam, really, because when you get done with it, all this powdered meat and powdered berries is suspended in this tallow, this like animal grease. It's like a tallow that they've rendered out. So then you
Okay.
get like a loaf of pemmican,
Okay.
and it's supposed to be highly nutritious, and it lasts anywhere between 1 to 5 years. That's amazing. So,
Interesting.
okay, so another thing that we're kind of looking forward to is the right LGD, that's livestock guard dog, for your livestock. Now, we don't have livestock that would require a livestock guard dog.
Yeah.
Jasper does not qualify.
That's just funny.
He just doesn't qualify. He wouldn't be a very good livestock guard dog.
Nah.
But if we ever got livestock in the future, we might want to know a few things. So, that's kind of interesting. And you know what? We don't even know if we're going to see all of these classes. A lot of times what happens is there might be 3 classes going on at the exact same time. So when you get there, you really got to pick which ones you want to go to. So when we get there, our list might change when we show up there and find out what the actual schedule looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be some that we decide, well, we like this one better than that one. Let's go to this class. We like this one better than that one. Let's go to that class. There might be sometimes we say, okay, we watched so many classes, we want to take a break. Or, hey, we want to talk to other people. So there are going to be different things that's going on. Okay, so let's take a break from that for a moment.
Did you tell them the times?
Not yet. Why don't you tell them the times, honey?
9 a.m. until 7 p.m.
Okay, so 9 a.m. Central Standard Time to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I don't think we'll be staying the entire time. We're probably going to leave a little early because we're going to have someone watching our dog for us, watching Jasper for us. And I'm hoping to pick him up on our way home. We're not really on our way home, but after we get home, we'll have to run up and get him. So we'll probably leave right around 6 or 6:30 is whenever we're probably going to leave. But anyway, so let's see. Here we have the City Stead. Welcome. And it says here, my brother uses the Langstroth style. They seem to be the most commonly used. Probably talking about the pemmican.
No, I think
Right.
he's talking about the beehives.
Oh, the beehives?
Yeah, because someone else said.
Oh, yeah, talking about hives.
Yeah.
Yeah, Langstroth hives. Oh, sorry. I was like, I never heard of anything like that before. All right, so the Langstroth hives. I wonder what kind that is.
Hey, Grandma Karen.
Maybe the Langstroth hives, you might correct me if I'm wrong. I know there's 2 basic hives that I know about. There's the square ones. And
That
then
they
there's
stack.
right, they
stack.
stack up on top of each other.
I think that's the one.
I think that's what most people use. And then there's the ones that are horizontal. I think there's 2 types of horizontal hives. There's ones that are kind of V-shaped. I think those are called top bar hives.
Yeah.
And then there's the ones that are squared but horizontal. I think those are just called horizontal bar hives.
Okay.
But we're still learning.
Yep, we're learning.
We're still learning. We don't know which ones that we're going to use if we ever get into beekeeping. I'm kind of liking the horizontal hives, but that's only because I don't really like the idea of having to lift up the square hives. We're getting older. We're trying to plan for the future on those things.
Yeah, Grandma Karen. It stays light a lot longer now that summer's here. So yeah, it is strange seeing light out behind us at this time at night, isn't it?
You know, the fun thing about watching our show is because of the way we've timed it, you actually get to watch the sunlight out of our window slowly turn to darkness.
Yeah,
So-
usually it's dark by time the end of our show.
Yeah, usually by the time they end, it's totally black back there.
But it's getting longer days. June, the longest day is in June, so then it'll start getting shorter again.
Okay, back to the classes on the list. We're going to the Great American Homesteading Conference 2019, and these are some of the things that we are kind of looking forward to. Quilting with History by Sharon Shedd Hodges Wilson.
She's got a long name.
Yeah, she got a lot of names. But it's called Quilting with History. So some of you might know that my wife, she has done some reenacting for 18th century reenacting. She does 18th century cooking. She does cooking over open fire. So these are historical type things, or things that you're really interested in.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she'll ever do quilting, because quilting takes a lot of time.
Quilting is intimidating to me. I've had friends that quilted, and my mom collected quilts and gave me one. But I mean, possibly. I'm not really a sewer. You got to be a sewer, a machine. I don't know how to.
All the old days, they did it with the
Yeah,
needle
do you
and
know
thread.
how long that would take?
A long time, but they didn't sit around watching YouTube, so they had plenty of time to do things.
This is true.
Right, so-
But they also was cooking their meals 3
Right.
times a day. Yeah.
Stuff like that was probably done more the evening time when all the daytime work was done.
It was usually a wintertime project too.
Right. So anyway, so we're kind of looking forward to that a little bit, the quilting with history.
Yep, if it
That
doesn't
should be-
collide with anything else.
That should be interesting. Should be interesting.
Now this next one's a good one.
Successful parasite control for goats. Now that's something we are very interested in.
It'll kill a goat.
Right. So we are interested in goats. We know that you can have parasite control with the chemical methods that have been out in traditional livestock farming for a long time now. But we want to try to go organic as much as possible.
DE.
Yeah, DE and
Diatomaceous earth. Is
and
what
maybe
DE
some
is.
other herbs and stuff that we don't know about.
Mhm.
So this class is something that we are interested in as far as controlling the parasites in your goats.
Yep.
Also, one thing I did learn recently is I did learn from Arms Family Homestead on his channel that some of the methods you use for deworming your goats, you cannot use the same thing for deworming sheep,
No, it'll kill them.
because some of the things that will deworm a goat will actually kill a sheep.
Yes.
So that's important to know. Okay, so one more thing we'll look at real quick is homemade homestead salves.
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 Depends on how you want to pronounce it. Homemade homestead salves or salves by Debbie Hadler Stadier of Grandma's Bees. So that right there, I think, is pretty interesting. We do use homemade salves,
My daughter made me some.
right? And it'd be really nice to be able to make our own if we needed to. If you buy some of these salves, either online, which is extremely expensive, or something that's a slightly less expensive but still quite costly, is going to an Amish store somewhere. They sell salves. You can get it from those sources, but it'd be a lot better if we could make it ourselves.
I have a salve right now that I'm about out. I've had for several years now. It's got arnica in it and comfrey, and the comfrey is really good for healing bruises and actually it's called the bone knitter. It's really good for knitting bones back together, and it has arnica. Arnica is a very good pain reliever, and it eases pains. And you on the outside, you can't take it orally. You have to only take it, put it on in a salve, but it will relieve pain like muscle pains or arthritis pain. You got to be careful about not taking too much of it, but it does do the job if you have some sore muscles. I've been using it actually myself. I get leg cramps from working too much on my feet too long, and I can't sleep at night, and so I'll take some of the salve, and all it is comfrey and arnica, double infused, and I'll put some peppermint oil in with it and rub that up and rub that in, and it actually helps me sleep.
There's also some salves we have that's for healing. We got some that actually penetrates and helps to heal bones, has bone knitting characteristics of the salve. So it's good to have these different natural made salves for different applications, different reasons. So we are kind of looking forward to looking at that. Okay, all right. And continuing to go down the list. All right. We also have Health Management and Nutrition of Pastured Poultry by Curran Gierig of Tucker Milling LLC. So that's interesting. Health Management Nutrition of Pastured Poultry. You know, do you put them only on grass? Do you feed them anything else? If you feed them anything else, what do you feed them and how much? Those are some good questions. Those are questions that I have if I think about having any kind of livestock animal. Is okay, how much feed do I have to buy? What kind of feed does it have to be? And, you know, how much will the grass do for them? Because I want that to be a large percentage of the feed of the animal. So those are some things that go through my mind when I think about any kind of livestock. So that'd be really interesting class, I think. Also, we got Dairy Goat Reproduction by Rachel Payne of Tiramar Farms.
Now, I've had goats, and I've actually helped two of them have babies, have their kids. And one was a very difficult birth, and the baby ended up dying. It was very sad for me at the time. So, I mean, I was a new goat owner, and I didn't know anything about it. So, and I didn't know, I mean, I read up as much as I could. I bought goat books, and I read up. It was way before the internet got the way it is. I did learn some things on the internet through blogs, but, Out of Goshen.
Oh, Out of Goshen,
Hey,
welcome.
Out of Goshen. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for dropping by.
That is so nice. Thank you.
Yeah, we are talking about the Great American Appalachian Homesteading Conference.
Is that how it goes?
No, let me start over. It's the Great American.
Is it American?
Yeah, Great American Appalachian Homesteading Conference 2019. Okay, it's a mouthful.
It's in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Cookeville, Tennessee. This Saturday, they are giving people who are veterans. If you've ever been in the military and you have a DD 214, and you want to go there, you can get in for free.
Yep.
But you have to go where you purchase the tickets. Click on purchase the tickets. Look at the options. One of the options is click on free veteran or armed forces, whatever you want to call it, free military pass. You got to click on that and go through the role of purchasing, even though you're not purchasing anything, just so they can reserve that free spot for you. Because spots will fill up and they will run out of tickets. And if you just wait till you get there, you might regret it. So I just want to say that. But yeah, it's a really great conference. We're going this Saturday, and that's what we're talking about. So please stick around for that.
I feel like I just saw you just a little bit ago, Out of Goshen.
Yeah, I think she probably did see you.
It was me on the live stream. It's usually busy, but it's usually me going to the live streams.
Yes, I work until 5 p.m. Central Time. Okay, so, all right, so next on the list, we already talked about the dairy goat reproduction. Okay, here's another one. Buying Livestock with Success by James Euler. Now,
Yeah, there's certain things to look for.
Now, you might think, well, you know, what's so hard about buying livestock? You just go to a livestock auction and say, that's a goat. Here's my money. Let's take it home.
No, you can buy bad animals.
Yeah, what happens if someone's selling you their sick animal?
Yep.
How are you going to know? What if someone's selling you chickens that you think are just going into egg-laying production? You say, okay, it's going to be laying eggs in the next week or so, right? And actually what you're getting is a 4 or 5 year old hen that's
not doing well at all.
That's
laying
just
eggs.
barely laying any eggs at all at the end of the egg laying production, and they're just selling you their old hens. How can you tell the difference? So I think a class like this would be very, very helpful.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So you don't buy the wrong animal. You want to make sure that you know what you're buying and you buy the right animal.
I agree with that.
All right.
Every one of these that we put on the list, I mean, some of them are like, oh yeah, that'll be nice to go if we get a chance. Some of them are like, oh yeah, I really don't want to miss that one. So.
Yeah. So hopefully we can get our what we think are our most important classes to time out properly.
Hopefully.
If not, I guess we'll just have to, decide which one we like better, this one or that one.
Have you ever thought, dear, about maybe you go to one that you like better, and then I go to one, and then we can meet back?
That means we'd have to split up. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to split up.
You're so funny. Okay, dear. All right.
Yeah, I don't want to go off and split up like that.
Okay.
Okay, so, all right. Well, I guess we might split up on different things because she might want to watch a class and I might want to go talk to a YouTuber or somebody.
This is true.
So that might happen. But I thought that would be funny.
You are funny, dear.
All right, so those are all the classes. Oh, no, here's the last one. I'm sorry. Herbs for immunity. So,
I like that one.
yeah, different types of herbs that exist in nature that helps to increase your immune system. So that would be pretty good to know, especially as we get older. It becomes more and more important to learn about natural, healthy things. We don't want to end up with like 10 to 20 different medical prescriptions just to survive. We don't want to end up in that trap. So we like natural healings. Also, we do seek the Lord first on healing for everything, but we also believe in natural healing as well.
My daughter did tinctures too, so I'd like to really get into doing some tinctures.
Mm-hmm. And there's also some demonstrations that happen in the vendors' booths that we're kind of interested in. There's beautiful basket weaving by Evan Kidd. You can make pemmican with Jim Buckenmeyer. So he's actually giving a class and he's giving demonstrations at his booth.
That's interesting.
There's leatherwork and old-time rag dolls by the O'Neills. I think my wife might like that. She likes the arts and crafts.
I think I know the O'Neills.
You know them?
I think I've heard of. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
It's possible. I mean, you
I
used to do she used to do the 18th century reenacting. These types of things do cross over sometimes. So there's also lard soap making, like Granny did, by Sadie's Soaps. So that's interesting, making lard soap. Mm-hmm. And also starting a seed library by Anna. Was it Stang? Yeah, Anna Stang, I think. I'm probably not Stangy or
no, Stange.
Stange. Okay.
Stange.
I'm terrible with pronouncing names sometimes, so please forgive me. But starting a seed library, that's another pretty good topic. And these are not scheduled classes. These are the demonstrations happening in the vendor's booth at any given time. So even in between classes, you can see these things. So there's a whole lot of things happening at this conference. I'm thinking we're probably not going to take it all in.
I don't see that happening.
We're probably going to miss out on a few things, so we'll have to be strategic with what we actually want to learn and sit in on the classes and watch and experience. We are not allowed to videotape during the classes, and I normally don't do that really.
No.
If I videotape during someone's class, I only videotape for like maybe 10 seconds. And my only reason for videotaping for 10 seconds is to say, look, this person was giving a teaching and this is what you missed out on, right? Because I understand if someone's giving this class, they might be selling a DVD, right? They might be selling books that they've written. Did I get something on my face?
No.
Oh. Okay.
No, it was me. I
Okay.
had hair.
Okay. I
My
saw some
cobweb.
movement over there and I thought she was giving me a signal that I had
No.
something on my face.
No.
Okay.
He likes to call these my cobwebs.
Right.
And so it was, one had started tickling me.
Okay, so that was a rabbit trail there. What were we talking about? I forgot what we were talking about.
Classes?
Yeah, the classes. So I think it's just good manners to not videotape someone's
That's what it
entire class. You videotape it. So look, I'm going to get this for free, right? I think that's stealing. You're stealing from them, especially if they're selling DVDs and stuff like that. So I normally don't do that anyway. but they said none at all. So I'm not even allowed to get a 5 to 10 second clip to put on my videos. So
Which is fine.
yeah, we can work around it. From what I understand, that's the only time we're not allowed to film. We can film outside the classes, like if we have conversations with other
Interviews.
with other homesteaders or even other YouTube channels in between the classes or outside of the class, our own conversation. I don't think there's going to be any problem with that kind of video. So we're going to possibly do that. So yeah,
Thank you.
we are not yet at 1,000. So because we're not at 1,000 subscribers, we will not be able to do any live streams from the event. Sorry. I wish we could, but the YouTube rule says that unless you have 1,000 subscribers, you cannot live stream from your cell phone. So we're not going to be able to live stream. So I'll try to take some footage of what I'm allowed to take footage of, different conversations, different vendor booths, talk about different things that were taking place, and I'll try to put together a decent video and get it edited and try to get it up as soon as I can. Hopefully I'll have that up by probably Monday or next Tuesday. I might not have it up until next Tuesday, but I am going to do that.
Bye, Clueless Homestead.
All right.
Homesteaders, Clueless Homesteaders. Bye.
All right. Yeah.
Gotta run.
So we are definitely looking forward to this this conference this weekend, and who knows, maybe we'll run into people, tell them about our channel, and maybe we'll get up to 1,000. Wouldn't that be nice?
It would be nice.
So, and another thing too, I want to talk about this again, is that we are still doing very good as a YouTube channel, even though we're not at 1,000. That's not the only thing to consider. Other thing to consider is our watch time, and our watch time has been increasing like crazy.
Which is nice.
I don't remember what it was last time. I think the last time we talked, it was in the 30,000 range per month. But now we have actually grown to where we are getting 41,530 minutes a month.
That's nice.
41,000. Yeah, thank you so much. And
Thank you all.
we're glad that you like our videos.
Yep.
And that's really
He
what
does a lot of work on them. He really does. The ones that I do, I just film them and he puts them all together. And so he likes to match the music up with with a rhythm of how things are moving, and he does a really, really good job. I could never do it.
Right. So, let's see, 41,530 divided by 60. Yeah, I guess that's right. So we're averaging 692 hours a month.
That's good. Praise the Lord.
That's really good. That's well above what we have to get as far as our watch time minutes. And I know a lot of people get 1,000 subscribers and they're still not monetized because they don't have the watch time hours.
So that's
so
good.
we already have it. We already are averaging more than 4,000 per year. If I were to times this by 12, multiply by 12. Yeah, right now we are averaging 8,000 hours a year. So we've more than doubled our minimum requirement per year for our monetization for our watch time.
That's good.
And that to me is wonderful, because once we hit the 1,000 subscribers, we'll be monetized already. And I think the watch time minutes are more important, because you need to make videos that people want to watch, people want to stick around for, and that's really what you want to do to build your channel. If you just build your channel with subscribers only and no one's watching your videos, even if you got monetized somehow, you're not going to make very much, because after you get monetized, it's a rat race from there. You're on the treadmill and you got to keep producing good videos, get people watching and all that stuff. And it's a job. It really is a job.
That's what I was just talking to him about today.
Yeah, we were talking about that today. So it really is a job. So
I told him, I said it feels a little overwhelming sometimes.
So
Yay.
we believe we are on track. All we have to do now is get to 1,000. That shouldn't be too terribly hard. We'll just keep putting out videos and see what happens.
Hey, welcome, Country Homestead Preacher.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
it's never too late.
Well,
Uh,
it can always be too late after we turn it
After
off.
but you can watch it back.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, we were talking about the Great American Appalachian Homesteading Conference 2019. I think I got it right that time. We've been talking about that. We talked about the things that we are looking forward to this weekend. It's on Saturday, on the 25th, this coming Saturday. What is this month anyway? We're in May, right? May 25th?
And, yeah, today's
Yeah.
20th.
Yeah, today's the 21st.
Oh, did we mention today's this month makes our anniversary?
For what?
1 year.
Oh, yeah, this has been a year. It hasn't been a year since the YouTube channels existed.
No, but a year of good content.
Yeah, it's been a year since we've been putting out videos. So this is 1 year anniversary since we've been starting to put out YouTube videos. We started putting out YouTube videos last year in May, around this time. And it's been 1 year.
It was
so,
May 18th.
So here we are after a year. So maybe next year we'll be further along. We'll see where we are then.
Oh, I'm sure we'll be good. We'll be further along next year.
So we are looking forward to that conference, May 25th, this weekend, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time in Cookeville, Tennessee, at the Tennessee Tech University. And I can't remember the name of the place. Oh, I got to put up a website. Hold on, everybody. Got to put up the website link. For those of you who stuck around,
Yes.
you
Thank you.
you will see this link. And of course, anybody, if you're able to see I don't know if they're letting you see the chat after the show's over or
They
not.
usually do.
But here's the link. And that link takes you to where you can get the tickets. And like I said, even if you're going to get in for free for being a veteran, you still have to click on the link to purchase the tickets. And in one of the options of purchasing, there's a free option. You click on that free option. And if you have anyone else coming with you that's not in the military, then you want to click on one of the paid options for that. But it is possible that two people could both be in the military. You both have to click on 2 free passes for each one of you, and then click on it like you're going to purchase it. It's free. They're not going to take any credit card info or anything.
They just add you to the.
They add you to the list so that they can have your space accounted for. They have to have your space accounted for. If your space is not accounted for, you're going to get there and maybe you won't get in. Maybe you won't be able to get in. So that's important.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you click on that link. They'll take you right there.
Yeah.
And you can go ahead and get it.
Country Homestead Preacher said, "Is that in Tennessee?" Yes, it is. Cookeville.
Cookeville, Tennessee.
Cookeville, and it starts at 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I think that was a pretty good Tuesday night show.
Yep.
And that's pretty
Thank
much
you
all we
all.
have. We want to thank you for coming,
Yes.
and you have a wonderful evening. And we have our exit.